everybody, and welcome to Power Poppy. Today it's Inspire Me Monday with myself, Allison Cope. Today we're going to work with some large sentiments and some watercolor paper and some Inktense pencils. Let's get started. Today we're going to be using the Potted Primroses stamp set and the Happy Crabapples stamp set. We're going to be using the Joyful Birthday Wishes and the large Crabapple Blossom. So first of all, I take my greeting and we're going to stamp it on some stamping mask paper by Inktense. This stuff is great. Can never have enough of this stuff. And let's stamp that right on our paper here. I'm just using Stays On ink here, and I've just put down this just a piece of really firm foam. Try and maximize the use of my paper here. Nice firm push, and we're going to fussy cut around that, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a border. So for instance, we're not cutting really close, but we're cutting close enough. And I'm going to give it basically, it's going to become a halo around our image. This one's fairly easy. You can basically decide how close you want to get, but you do want to give it a little bit of an edge around your sentiment. Okay, perfect. Right, we're going to bring in our piece of 90-pound cold press Canson watercolor paper. And before I go and peel that off, I'm going to use my Stays On again. I'm going to ink up our sentiment without inking up my hands. And we're going to stamp it about there on our cardstock. Perfect. Okay, then we're going to actually take our mask, if I can get it to cooperate here. There we go. And we're going to carefully place it over top of our already stamped image here. Try and get it as close as you can. Press it nice and flat so all those edges make contact. And we're going to bring in our large Crabapple Blossom set here. Once again, Stays On ink. I'm going to make sure we give it a good dose of ink. Okay. And then we're going to place that large image right over top of our masked sentiment. Okay. Please work, please work. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to leave our mask on for a bit here, and we're going to go back to our Inktense pencils here, and you should be able to see the ends, maybe not some of the darker colors to identify them, but let's go in and have fun with our image here. Okay, and we're going to concentrate on getting color in our background. So I'm just going to take that pencil crayon and especially make an effort to go in and around the edge of the mask for sure. And then of course branch it out into my image. So let me do my outlining and I'll come right back and show you where we're at. Alright, I have gone into our entire image and I have literally just traced all of the image. I used mostly the the tangerine, but I also came in with the poppy red in and around our sentiment to give it a little bit deeper, richer red color. Now, let's bring in our water brush here, and we are going to have some fun with these inks. That's what's really nice about Inktense pencils. They react with water and give you a very cool water effect. And let's get some of our ink moving here. I still have my mask on because we want to create that void of color. And I'm going to concentrate on anywhere I have put that red within the orange. Just activating those pigments. So it is a little bit more cherry red than it would be orange. Carefully going around. I'm trying not to get too much water on that mask, so that hopefully it won't bleed underneath. Okay, so I've done most of my red. I'm just going to take a scrap here and get the majority of the ink off my water pen. Let's work our way from orange. And we'll speed this up so you can get a feel for what we're doing, but I don't waste too much of your time. Alright, so I've gone around and I've basically pulled out all of that orange color and the red color, but I want to intensify it just a little bit more with the orange, especially where the orange and the red meet. So I'm going to add a little bit more color to intensify some of those junctions. And I'm just having fun. I'm touching some of the blooms. This is all about having fun, experimenting. I mean, that's the biggest thing with when you talk to first-time card makers or first-time stampers. As a stamper, you can do no wrong. It doesn't matter that you have perfectly stamped images. It doesn't matter that your coloring overlaps some of the lines. It's your own creation. It's your own experimentation. Own it. Okay. Let's remove our mask here. And it did really well. It held up to our water. And it basically, it's got a glow. And I like that. And I think we're going to add some color behind that at some point. But I'm going to finish coloring the rest of my image first, and then we'll go back in and see how this looks. I'm gonna put on some music and I hope you enjoy. I've done all my leaves and my Crabapples, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color some pigment on just a scrap piece of paper here. And I'm going to use it like a palette because I want a really light hue for my blossoms. I want them to be, you know, somewhat transparent. Quite light in color, so I'm going to just use this as a palette. Add my little bit of pinky tones, and of course I can go in and add more color as needed. You just layer and layer and layer. More water you use, obviously. Less color, so okay. And away we go. I want to add a little bit of yellow to our background just to make our orange a little bit more vibrant. So I think I'm going to do the same thing as what we did with the red, and I think I'm going to make myself a little paper palette for color and go from there. I like how that warmed it up, and I think we'll go in and I think we're gonna add a little bit of yellow to our sentiment here. I'm gonna make myself a fresh little color spot here. Concentrate it right down the center, and then we'll try and feather it out a bit. A little bit of a white outline, and I think we're gonna add a little touch of green. And you know what, I think I'm going to leave it at that, and I think we'll have a little fun with some die cutting, but super easy, just, I mean, it's all about experimenting. And you know what, with that hue of yellow in there, it just makes everything pop a little bit better. I think I'll go in and finish our branches, and I'll call it colored done. So thanks for joining me today, and to all my fellow Canadians out there, happy Thanksgiving.